Did you know that NASA sent a rocket into outer space to blow up an asteroid?
I saw that.
Right?
I saw the footage, and that shit, one, I thought was cool, and two, scared me a little.
Right?
Because I'm sitting here and, like, don't get me wrong, like, obviously that's always been so in the back of everyone's mind of, hey, when if something ever comes down, can we divert it or actually blow it up altogether? And the way that they said that asteroid was fucking huge. So this
was, I think the rocket was somewhere in the $330 million or billion dollars. I want to say like $1 million. They just literally, that's the definition of fuck you money right there.
It's taxpayers. It's all taxpayers' money.
Yeah, fucking. At what point do you get? It's like, hey, let's send a rocket out of this space. But yeah, like they sent this rocket out, $330 million to blow up an asteroid. Right? It begs the question: is there an asteroid already on its way here?
That's what I was thinking.
Have you seen the movie Don't Look Up on Netflix?
I have.
That's this exact scenario right here, right?
It kind of creeps me out because obviously unless you have connections to where you can view through one of those massive telescopes, I don't know what they know.
Yeah.
There's some things you're just not going to tell the public because you don't want mass...
You won't ever tell them, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the mass scare.
Panic, yeah.
Panic. Everyone to be freaking out. That's when you have ghetto fucks just looting everything and shit, and then you have murder. And so I understand why they keep it quiet. I'm just hoping while they're keeping quiet, they're working effortly to stop that motherfucker. So they said when they crashed it into the asteroid meteor, whatever the fuck it is, they won't know immediately if it altered its projection.
Its trajectory.
Trajectory, yeah. I don't know what the fuck I said. If it's actually going to send it off course. So that is something we have to, only time will tell. And that makes me a little nervous. I'm glad they're testing it now.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if it's because we didn't have the technology, the resources to do it.
Right.
Because you're going to have to... I'm hoping if something big's coming and they know for sure it's in orbit to fucking hit us.
Yeah.
I hope you have about 17 rockets on standby to just fucking... Hey, let's make sure for a fact this bitch is off.
That fucker is going to die in its path. Because that asteroid was traveling at 15,000 miles an hour. That's...
An hour or a minute?
An hour. 15,000 miles an hour.
Damn.
That's fast.
That's fast.
That's fucking fast. So, like, depending on how big... Because I don't know how big the asteroid was. But, like, something with that much speed going through space where nothing is slowing it down.
Nothing.
Can that rocket, like how big is this rocket, right? Is it big enough to match the size, the diameter of that asteroid? Is it big enough is it going to be fast enough to kind of counteract the same force that asteroid is projecting, right? Because
I don't think it is unless you strap a nuclear weapon on it with enough explosives to where it kind of has the same force sending it back. Because you have a massive object hurtling through space.
Yeah.
And space, in retrospect, is empty. You have a lot of stuff out there, but it's very spaced out.
Spacey.
It's very... Spacey is spaced. It's spacey. But, so the odds of it hitting something else are very unlikely. So, like you said, you have to have the same or more force coming at it. I feel like we would have to have an extensive amount of explosives attached to it and we're not, and this ain't even me trying to say blow it up. It's a lot. That sounds a lot. It's a lot harder than it sounds to just blow up a mass that big. Yeah. So you need, and the material it's made out of. So you need something. The explosive isn't to blow it up to break it apart.
Right.
It's simply just to say, hey, you should go that way now.
Go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy because, like, obviously you saw the movie, right? Don't Look Up. There's a lot of emotion going and through this movie, you have sad points in the movie. You had some funny points in the movie. You had some like, what the fuck moments in the movie, and you have these guys. You know, like I think the most hilarious part of it, they had a guy there, the equivalent of like what's his name, the Apple CEO.
Oh, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, right? You have like the equivalent of Steve Jobs in this movie, right? It's like, well, we're not gonna blow it up. We're gonna mine it for its resources. Yeah. And it's like, just blow the damn thing up.
Blow it the fuck up. Yep.
And then obviously, like, the whole thing backfires. You know, the asteroid still comes to Earth, blows up everything, and it's like, good God.
Yep. And you have political officials just as stupid as the ones we have in real life.
Obviously.
And I think they did that purposely.
Yeah.
And
because it was more like a parody on what's going on now. It's like to shed light basically and say, like, if we had an asteroid coming straight for Earth, these goddamn politicians would still find a way to profit out of it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Before like actually doing something and preventing the actual.
Because first and foremost, they want their pockets lined.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm hoping if something that big's coming, I hope no shelter out there could save anyone. Because those that are able to afford shelters don't deserve to live.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, I think you're done at that point.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it fucking takes us all out.
But they said in that movie, obviously it's a movie. I don't know how accurate it might be. I'm sure like they probably did some research before doing the movie. Nowadays you have like a lot of movie directors, a lot of movies like represent, like even though they're science fiction.
Yeah.
They are
a lot of truth and science behind it.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth behind it, right? So like they said that the asteroid was like 10 kilometers wide, right? Like in diameter.
Yeah.
And it obviously at that speed, you know, it's like 10 kilometers. At that speed, obviously 10 kilometers is not that
in retrospect,
big in retrospect, right? Like the Earth is clearly way bigger. But
if you have something that's of that dense of material
and like flying towards Earth
at 15,000 miles an hour, then yeah, that's enough to fuck us up.
Yeah, it's a nice little earthquake.
I gotta know now though. NASA fucking sends out a statement. Not even NASA, because I don't even think they leave it to NASA. The governments, the powers that be, the dipshits, they send out a message saying, hey, there's a massive meteor. And when they do this, when they release a statement, it's going to be within, I assume, at the longest, an hour, heads up. Because at the longest, and that's because I just don't think they would, they'd give a fuck to let the rest of the world know. They want to get where they need to be first, and then let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
So within that last hour, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say.
Because I've always wanted to try PCP. And there's no better time than now.
I mean, like, that's one of those catch-22s, right? Like, you either you try PCP, the asteroid comes, like, oh, like, for some sort of reason, like, some miracle happened, the asteroid decided, like, not today.
Our numbers were wrong.
And then now you're like,
it on by.
Well, now I'm addicted to PCP. But, I mean, in that last hour, I guess, like, I don't know, man, like, it's hard to say. You can't really travel far. You can't run.
You can't.
You can't travel too far.
There's a lot of loved ones you're not going to be able to see.
Obviously,
again.
like,
so everyone's getting a group text.
Honestly, like, loved ones at that moment, like, extended family goes out the window, dude. Like, the only family that I care about is the one that's with me at the moment. And then after that, it's like, well, what do we do? In that movie, what did they do? They did a dinner. They literally just did like a dinner. Yep. I think that would be my way of going out. I was like, all right, well, get the pasta ready.
It's like, I guess I'm the only piece of shit here. Because I'm tired. Because like, I ain't got enough time to fly to Antarctica and fight a polar bear. So I gotta find the closest fucking zoo. High on PCP.
High on PCP, fight a lion.
And fight a lion.
Polar bear,
yeah. And hey, I'm high on PCP anyway, so like my adrenaline, I'm not gonna. I'll probably feel it, but only to a certain degree. Like my adrenaline's gonna be fucking just spiked up. And I'm talking, like as I imagine this is how it's happening, right? I got my phone up. I got the FaceTime open.
Yeah.
I'm telling my loved ones, you know, hey, it's been a ride.
As you're running.
Well, I have my glass. I'm all, it's been good. Yeah. And then that's the last you see me as I leave off screen.
Leave the phone. Leave the phone on. It's like, all right, peace out.
Peace. And as I'm trying to climb in the fucking lion pen, I'm like, where's my phone? This would be great footage.
This will be a great TikTok. In your last hours, that's when you become viral. That's when you become a celebrity.
That's when they're like, today on the Kardashians.
Actually, yeah, like that's probably what would happen with a lot of people. It'll turn into a real life purge right there. Last hour,
absolutely. Everyone's marking everyone.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Like people are just gonna go out, guns blazing, out in the streets.
Who knows?
Like, all right,
you might see like for like that last hour while you're with your family and you have the news on and they're broadcasting all the murders happening. You just see downtown. There's a guy riding a fucking lion. I'm just slaying left
with a sword.
Well, I have his Cubs coat on me. Fucking Hercules in it.
Blood coming down your forehead. Like, oh god!
But out of nowhere, that sounded really fucking fun. And now you know, I think I'll go buy me some. And I'll leave it in the stash just in case the asteroid ever comes.
Just in case.
Today's the day. I don't know if PCB can go bad. I don't know if it's like it's got an FDA. It's got a stamp of best used by.
It's gonna be one of those things like get the PCP and get like a little glass casing for it and like a little hammer. A little hammer on the side of it. It's like in case of asteroid.
I'm sitting there YouTubing how to smoke PCP. What you want to do is grab your pipe and
yeah. Well, that was a lot of description. We might actually get banned this time.
Yeah, I think we might have. If the last episode didn't do it, this one sure did.
All right, kids, if you're listening, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Especially PCP. Don't do that.
Especially PCP.
Don't do that. On that note,
I'll see you idiots next episode.
Peace.
Outro song.